So, second game here loading up.
Daybreak will be the map.
Daybreak, okay, so that's Owl's choice. Well, it's a very balanced map, so can't fault him for that. And at the one hand, he must be thinking to himself, how did he lose that first game so quickly because he was doing so well? On the other hand, of course, he also knows that an attack like that, it can just happen, and if you miscalculate just a little bit, then, well, you're basically just done. And that's what happened, so he shouldn't be disheartened.
Yes, but this is the second game, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on Daybreak, and in the bottom we got Daax. He's 1-0 ahead. And in the top, the Blue Town player Oil. He needs shoes support. If he loses this game, he is out and has to subscribe in another qualifier.
Yes, Knights Gaming Owl here fighting for his qualifying life. It's technically not his tournament life, of course. This is kind of a mini tournament as well. And I don't know, I'm curious to see, because this is the first series that we're casting tonight. And that gives us the opportunity to see a bit of a dynamic going on. Like, does a player have a certain reason for picking this map, for example? I already said it's quite a balanced map, so it can't really be a wrong pick. But does he have a special build prepared against Zerg on a map like this? That would be really interesting to see. Of course, we won't know for sure. But yeah, maybe we'll see kind of a special build. Meanwhile, for Daax, of course, must give a good feeling that he just won. He executed his plan, and that worked out quite well for him. So what will he do now? He is taking his expansion as expected.
Well, actually, I don't want to.
Yes.
I don't want to be ahead of the game, but this is a nice Broodlord map, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
But actually, all maps are kind of good Broodlord maps against, except Antigua Shipyard, right?
Oh, okay.
But okay, no, go on.
Now, no, then my logical.
Your point is gone. Well, I'm sorry.
It's not significant anymore.
It's just Broodlords are good in the
Yeah, I know that. But okay, to the point. We see Orbitman coming up for Oil, and I believe so as second command center. There it goes.
Yep.
By the way, I watched the stream of Lucifron.
Alright, yeah.
And you as a Terran player, I suggest you do, because this guy is really unbelievable. He's even just as good as Daax and Oil, really.
Is he as good as... No, let's not go there. But of course, I mean, have you ever seen games between Lucifron and Vortex? I mean, those games really are something.
I know.
I mean, you have all the matchups in StarCraft, and then
Yes.
you have Vortex versus Lucifron, because it's just like you're watching a different kind of matchup, because they have played each other so many times. And
Yeah,
they know
true
each other
brothers,
so
eh?
well. Yeah, of course. And actually, we have a very greedy third here from Owl. It's built here at the natural to be part of a wall, so it is you know, it's a kind of a defensive way to get your third up. But of course, also a very quick way. And let's see how Daax responds to this, if he sees it, of course. If he sees
And
it.
these circlings saw the SCV running around. So, oh no, it's not going to be catched.
God, even. Sorry.
God,
Couldn't stop myself
couldn't
there.
resist.
Yeah, I couldn't resist. But 3 Marines going on. Oh, I love this. I mean, he's even the barracks was floating. The second barracks getting added on. These 3 units are actually the only units that Owl has, and I think, you know, any StarCraft player up till Masters will actually just stay in his base with those 3 Marines, thinking, oh, I need to be safe. But I mean, what does Daax has? He has 2 Zerglings, and that's it. So those 4
Oh,
Marines here, they can be quite useful, and they even take out.
that-
Yeah, I couldn't resist. But
But okay, to the point. We see Orbitman coming up for Oil, and I believe so as second command center. There it goes.
But of course, I mean, have you ever seen They even supply block Daax
Oh,
here. And
he's going
actually
to-
another one. Oh no, Daax, what are you doing?
Oh, that's bad. You know, this is exactly what Raoul was searching for, I believe. Because
Yeah.
now he's got enough time to make everything work for him.
And that's quite brilliant. And I mean, he has 2 Marines here. So, exactly my point. Very, very nice. And Daax knows he's in trouble now. Or at least, I mean, he's not in direct trouble in the sense that he
No,
can just plant his third right away because he saw the enemy taking a third as well. Al takes his, of course, but Al has his up already. He's building SCVs from it, so the usual play that you will see, that the Zerg is way up in the drone count. Well, we won't see it for long in this game, I suspect.
And he's choosing for a mech build behind it or a tank marine build. Now it's going to be tank marine because he's having 2 engineering's bay. Or do you disagree, Big Bird?
No, actually, I'm more than just a little bit. Like, it's not weird to get 2 engineering base, but he's kind of having a 2-2 build right now.
Hmm?
So I don't get this second factory yet. I mean, undoubtedly it will be useful in the future, but right now it's just for extra helium production. Well, maybe. Of course, I don't mean to second guess Al here. He's the master player, not I. But you know, I like it when things really align, and I'm not really getting it right now.
Well, maybe he's going for marine hellion, something like that. That he expects to push early and.
Oh yeah, definitely, and Daax actually has the luck here to run in with 1 ling and see the hellions that Al was sort of hiding here.
Okay.
And this also gives him the opportunity to take a third. Actually, Daax has his own third up, his third base up more quickly than the Terran. Of course, that's to be expected.
And the hellions are moving out right now, and they will be going toward the third base. No first to the Zelnaga Watchtower. They see the queens. Will not be able to deny the creep. But I think Daax is on the edge of his seat to pull away the drones. Yes, he does, but he lost some of them, I believe.
Yeah, he's definitely losing some drones, and more drones
he's
going
losing
down
a lot, man.
all the time.
17 workers already killed, if I counted correctly. And let's see what these hellions are up to. They're now going towards the Zelnaga Watchtower again. These queens are going back on the ramp in position to defend of these hellions.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want another Hellion run by. But that was a very nice move from Al there.
So from now on, all is doing great again. The same things like in the first game, but this is quite some different. He had Daax supply blocks, you know. We had him in the beginning of the game, used him to force him to use more minerals on those overlords because he lost 2 of them, and now 17 workers killed.
Yes, and of course Daax will get his 10 mutas out, but that means that he will need to do a lot of damage with those mutas to make them worthwhile and to get back into the game, because you know, Al is probably going into yeah, well, he's already going into to marine tank from this point, at which point you really need to start. Well, right, let me put it like this. The Zerg usually isn't very cost efficient with their armies, so they need to have a lot of it. Which is why if you see a Zerg being behind the supply against a Terran who's going tank marine,
That's not a good sign.
yeah, it's not really a good sign. Of course, Marines are a lot of supply as well. I mean, they're kind of cheap. So it's not as bad as being behind a player who's going full mech like Thor and tanks, but still, it's not good either.
But the advantage Daax has is that he's playing Zerg, and they got Infestors.
That's true. If there's one unit that can get the Zerg back into the game, it's the Infestor. But
Yes, so we see the glance more than halfway complete.
and definitely, Daax is still very much into this game. Like he is getting his 4th base up sooner than the Terran. The Terran is kind of occupied right now with keeping these mutas out, and that does give Daax the opportunity to research the adrenal glands, to get the burrow upgrade even. So and
Okay,
he's going into you know, the layer attack.
So I like this pumped up Infestors with the Barrow. I like that combination because, you know, he's been able now to throw down Infestor standards while burrowed, of course, and they will be placed near those tanks, so the tanks will shoot themselves. So that's quite a good sign. Okay, let's see. He's going to take his chances on the 4th, and this army is big. It's really big and it's scary, but he lost here and there some units.
Yeah, some Banelings running in there before the tanks were sieged up. Now, of course, those Banelings won't be able to hit the Marines any longer. And the 4th here under siege for Daax. Can he hold it?
Nah,
looks like
quite bad. Oh, he lost a few links there for nothing. And
there he goes.
What? Did you saw that again?
Did I see what?
Did you see that? He lost again his links there. He was throwing it away like, I don't know. Oh,
well,
and 3
links you can throw away, but this drone line together with these Marines, that's not going to work out very well. And those drones need to get out. Oh,
here he gets a surround. That's good for Daax right there. But all really on top of his game, man. Oh, but these Marines are going to be slaughtered.
And that does mean that he needs to retreat, because there are still some units left and not enough Marines to defend these tanks. Although, if he turns around now...
Well, oh, it's not being too greedy, right? Like, he takes his time and... Oh, brother, there's coming a big stream of units.
But will be in time, the tanks are unsieged, and...
Oh,
will he get
no!
the hits that he needs, will Daax get them?
In fact, the Infestors, everything is in place. This would be the moment where Daax was waiting for. He gets a good engagement, but they are way...
Actually, he gets a terrible engagement because he waits with his Banelings, and that's actually what he should have done. But there were no more links to take out the tanks, and finally he had to... well, he had to choose, and he detonated the Banelings, but there were not enough to take down all the tanks.
Too many Marines, of course, and Daax in very big trouble right here.
Yeah, he definitely... I say that Daax has lost the game. Well played. There we go.
Well, these
That
guys
was
are
indeed
going
over.
head to head to each other.
They are duking it out very nicely, and we are going to see a rubber match, the 3rd match here to decide the winner. And we'll be right back with you guys.